Don't just live for tomorrow, or just live in yesterday. Just be glad for all you have that's in today.
Hey everyone, Connie here, and welcome to my blind reaction to Steins Gate 0, episode 20. Yeah, we're only doing one episode today, unlike last time where we did a bunch of them. 3 or 4 of them, because we just kept going and we couldn't stop. Unlike last time, though, I don't have more than one episode downloaded, so we're only doing one. I would have loved to do more, actually, but I had to do DuckTales as well today because I wasn't able to get to it yesterday. So yeah, it's just... Plus, I'm going to my weekly Bible study tonight, and I just don't have the time to do any more, unfortunately. But I am doing this, and so yeah. Hopefully, everything should be good. So, last we left off, Leskinen was revealed as the bad guy, which was not hard to see coming. It really wasn't. There were a lot of signs pointing to him being secretly evil, especially just the way he acted. It was so fake. But it's unlike with Cozy Glow in My Little Pony, because I know someone will bring that up. It's like, oh, you could see him being fake about it, but not Cozy Glow. The difference is there were some things he said and did that were huge red flags. Unlike with Cozy Glow, where honestly with the other characters in the show, she wasn't doing anything that was out of the ordinary, really. Leskinen was acting very suspicious in a lot of ways. There was also one little thing I noticed that I don't know if it was intentional or not. Leskinen, the way he speaks is different at different points. Especially when he was revealed to be a villain, he spoke a lot more clearly, a lot more, how do I put it? He had this, like, before, when he was, like, getting excited and everything around Okabe and others and stuff, he would almost have, like, this, it almost sounded like he was having trouble speaking, which, in the actual context, could make sense, because he's an American scientist, and he's in Japan, and he's speaking Japanese, but it's very possible he wouldn't be good at it. He'd have some trouble speaking the dialect and everything, and he'd sound a little off. So when they did the dub here, whoever's portraying Leskinen, there are points where he sounds really off in the way he's saying things. And I actually hope that's intentional. Because if that is, that's actually pretty amazing that he could do it that way. But then there's other points where he sounds like he's like an amazing, phenomenal voice actor. And that he's been doing this for years. And even before he's revealed to be evil, there's points where he sounds, I guess you could say, for lack of a better word, normal. And it came across as, it's like something I noticed, and it's like, at first my initial thought was that maybe it's just an inconsistency with the voice actor, but then, like, I noticed the points where he sounded normal were points where the character was being a lot more serious. The points where he was having the vocal changes and whatnot were when he was being silly or funny or just messing around. And that really kind of caught my attention when I started thinking about it. It's like, plus there were certain things he said, certain ways he reacted to certain things that just felt off to me. So unlike Cozy Glow with MLP, who didn't really have any proper build-up, especially for a good amount of time, Leskinen had a lot of build-up, a lot of time for that build-up, and it was still subtle in the way it was handled, but it was there, and it was obvious that there's something off about him from the beginning. Now, I also suspected the one other scientist, the female, I cannot think of her name right now, but the one who had found Maho on the streets and all, and she, according to her, wasn't following Maho from the station, but I definitely think she was. She was definitely very suspicious as well. there's so much evidence to support that with just her few appearances and stuff. And so when she was revealed to be one of the people who wore the biker outfit, along with, what's her face? Kagari. That was not a surprise at all. I expected that to be her. Honestly, it was more of a surprise when Kagari was wearing it. But yeah, so last time that was all revealed and shit went down. I don't remember exactly where it left off though. Like, I remember Okabe kept trying to go back in time with help from Daru and Maho because he wanted to stop the helicopter from blowing up the time machine while Mayuri and Suzuha were in it, trying to go back into the past. I think it might have left off on one more time leap or something, but I'm not actually 100% sure. It's been like a couple weeks, I think, now. So, we're going to get back into it. My mind will be refreshed quickly. And I'm really excited. I would love to do more episodes in this, but again, I don't have time, which is why I only downloaded one. Because I didn't want to get caught up in it and watch multiple episodes again. Well, I would have liked to, again, but I can't. I have to control this. But yeah, I'm excited for this. Steins Gate Zero is proving to be phenomenal. Like, I didn't know exactly how good it was going to be. I thought it was going to be good, the same people behind the original Steins Gate. But it surpassed all of my expectations. Honestly, it could end up being better by the end than the original. And I'm kind of inclined to say I already like it a little better because there's less Kurisu. I know I'm going to get flack for that. I don't like Kurisu that much. I don't hate her or anything, but she's honestly one of my least favorite characters in the original Steins Gate because she tends to be a little too much of a standard yandere. Or tsundere, rather. She's way too just one note in my eye. She's not bad and she's not completely one note. I actually like how they use her in here and how they've actually given her a little more depth in Steins Gate Zero than she ever had in the original. Her relationship with Maho has honestly done wonders for her character, even though we've only seen them actually interacting in one flashback, and the rest is basically just on what we've heard and everything. As well as Amadeus, which I guess counts, because Amadeus is still technically Kurisu's personality. So I guess that kind of counts. But yeah, it's just... Kurisu, I never really liked her that much. And I still say she never had any real romantic chemistry with Okabe. Unlike Mayuri. I'm still... Heck, Maho has more romantic chemistry with Okabe. I'd be happier with her ending up with him than with Kurisu. Than with Okabe and Kurisu, I mean. But yeah, so we are going to get started on this and see where this goes. So when the screen fades to black, pause this redirect and go to the description below. Follow the link to the reaction, and after you watch it, come back here to the redirect and resume play. Because after it fades to black and then fades back in, everything from that point forward will be my afterthoughts and will contain spoilers to the episode. So that being said, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you at the reaction. Okay, and we are back, and we'll begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1, now. There are moments in a lot of different shows, as you know, that really get to me. There are moments that make me cry. Moments that straight up depress me. Heartbreaking moments that I try my best to keep it together at, but I always fail, and that was certainly one of them. RUKA dying in Okabe's arms, getting to have seen him one last time, was already sad enough, but when they started fucking playing the flashbacks, I believe I've said it before, but RUKA's always been one of my favorite characters. Back before I came out as trans, I identified with him because of his effeminate nature. Because back before I came out as trans, I always saw myself as an effeminate male. I mean, I knew deep down somewhere I was truly female, but I convinced myself otherwise. I saw myself as an effeminate male, and because of it, because of the things I liked, the things I was into, I connected a lot with RUKA. Not in terms of appearance. I wouldn't consider myself super effeminate in appearance, but in terms of interests, in terms of feelings and emotional senses. Plus, I just loved his character. I think he's cute as hell. I think he's extremely likable. And the struggles he's gone through in his own identity and being secure with himself and his feelings has really just always inspired me in a way. So, this episode showing so much focus on him, showing his death, once again, in the arms of Okabe, who we know he has a thing for. He's always had a bit of a crush on Okabe. So him dying in Okabe's arms, smiling, having gotten to see him one last time, it hit me hard. And again, then the flashbacks had to fucking play, and it's like, holy shit, stop. But let's actually talk about the main meat of this episode. So because of the time leap machine and the constant use of it, Okabe, his consciousness is kind of sent in the future. So from what I got from it, due to the time leap machine and everything that was going on in 2011, with him trying to save Mayuri and Suzuha and all them, his consciousness was kind of like stored in a way, so that in the future, 25 years into the future, in 2036, Daru and Maho put that consciousness into his body. But at that time, his body kept going with a separate consciousness in a way. And so that eventually, 11 years back, in 2025, his body, while still alive, was put through a shit ton of torture by Stratford. And his mind was killed. He was basically a vegetable. His body was still alive, but his mind was killed. And he was only being kept alive for those 11 years by RUKA and Ferris. But he finally awakes because apparently Daru and Maho put his consciousness into the body. And Daru said something about not even thinking or knowing if it was going to work or not. So it's interesting. It's it was because of the time leap machine and all, but it wasn't. He didn't actually leap into the future. That's interesting. But Okabe has finally gotten to see the future world. He has finally gotten to see what this horrible future that Suzuha has told him about, and that we've only seen glimpses of before. He's finally gotten to see what it is, and what it's like. And it's filled him with a new sense of determination. At the end there, we see that he's basically, to put it simply, he's sick and fucking tired of losing his friends. He's filled with this new sense of determination to where he's like, we're going back. We're using the time leap machine one more time, and we're going to find Steins Gate. And it's like, awesome. Okay, let's do this. I don't know if this will work. I just don't know. But hopefully it will. Hopefully this will all work out. I don't know how the series is going to end, but we're in the last act. And I think having this future thing at this point is the perfect point, like to kick off the final act of the series. We've had the reveal of who the villains are, Stratford, specifically led by Leskinen. We've had all of this horrible stuff occur, and now we're getting into, like, reversing all of that. We're getting into bringing back the hope, and hopefully bringing back Howie Kiyoma. We saw a little bit of him in this episode. We saw a short, small amount of Howie Kiyoma. And I hope that that is foreshadowing for what's to come. Steins Gate Zero, I said it in my pre-thoughts, could very well surpass the original. And I've said many times in the past, the ending is not paramount. I have never believed in that ideology in terms of anime or movies or anything. The ending of a piece of media does not determine the quality of that piece of media. The ending can be outright atrociously terrible. And the show, movie, game, etc. can still be phenomenal overall. An ending can be amazing, but if the piece of media otherwise is terrible, a great ending won't save that. Even if the ending to Steins Gate Zero is unsatisfactory and bad or whatnot, it won't change that this has been a phenomenal show. But I think that in terms of altogether, I am kind of on the cusp right now of whether this is as good or better than the original Steins Gate. I do really think it all depends on where the finale goes. The finale will not stop if the finale is bad. Again, it won't stop the show from being phenomenal. But if the finale is great, it will be enough to raise it up just that bit more. Just that little bit more it needs to surpass the original series. It all depends. And I assume it's going to end. We're going to end up reaching Steins Gate, and we're going to have Kurisu back and everything. But you never know. With this show, you never know. Either way, I'm loving this, and I'm glad White Fox and the same staff and everything, and the same voice actors were put onto it. It's just, it's really wonderful to see the amount of care that was put into this sequel series. And I'm really glad that all of our favorites are back. That we have J. Michael Tatum, the newly engaged J. Michael Tatum. I don't know if you heard about that, but his boyfriend proposed to him in Paris just yesterday. So yeah, J. Michael Tatum is now engaged. But yeah, he's back as Okabe. We have Tyson Reinhardt. We have the new edition of Monica Rial and all the others. And fun fact, Suzua's voice actress is going to be at Youmacon this year, which I'm going to in just about 2 weeks. So, yeah, I'm going to get to meet Suzua's voice actress. And I've met J. Michael Tatum and Tyson Reinhardt before, but I'm going to try and get an updated picture with Tatum and all of that, and get my Bakano DVD signed. But the point is, this episode was great. It was definitely needed to really get Okabe back on track. This, I feel, was needed to inspire him again. He needed to get that one last push. And seeing the future that all of these horrible actions create is exactly what he needed to get that last bit of motivation in order to change that. In order to fight harder than ever before to reach Steins Gate. So yeah, this was awesome. I mean, I'm still sad that we had to see RUKA die, but it was still awesome. It was a great episode. I can't wait to see where they go next. But we'll have to wait, as I said, because didn't have time to do more than one episode today, unfortunately. Hopefully next week we won't have to worry about doing 2 different shows on Wednesday, so I'll be able to do more than one episode. Yeah, we'll have to see. But in the meantime, tell me what you thought of this episode in the comments below. What did you think of our little glimpse into the future? What do you think of Okabe's newfound determination? And what do you think of RUKA's part in all of it? Tell me your thoughts on all of that and more in the comments below, and thank you so much for tuning in. For now, I'm Connie, and I'm signing off. See y'all next time.
And though you've come through many obstacles, shed tears along the way, you're still standing, live, love, laugh.